and welcome to the session. I am Akshay Kumar from School of Computer and Information Sciences, and today I will be discussing with you online learning sessions. Now, what online learning sessions are all about? Basically, online learning sessions are there to engage us, to talk to us about various learning contents. Now, if we have to talk to a machine, or there are some other ways of interacting. Well, when we talk about e-learning, there are two basic ways of conducting online learning sessions. The first one is asynchronous learning and the second one is synchronous learning. Now, if I am talking about asynchronous learning, in asynchronous learning, the pace is decided by the student. However, some guidelines may be provided by the teachers. So, you are responsible for determining how you are going to proceed with the learning. The teacher may say, okay, you have to devote 2 hours or 3 hours and the content is available, the videos are available, the test items are available. It is you who need to decide how you are going to schedule your various activity within the learning sessions, right. So, that is asynchronous. Both teacher and learner may not be present at the same time, right. This kind of a system, online learning system, is most prevalent, and it is mostly using a learner's management system or learning management system, which basically determines that how exactly and where exactly you are as per the defined process or defined standard of the learning which has to take place. On the other hand, the synchronous learning session are mostly teacher led, because those are the sessions when teacher and students are actually there, right, physically there, and trying to discuss some points, right. So, it is going to be mostly teacher driven. Video conferencing can be used in such cases. There are multiple applications which can be utilized for video conferencing, and many a times assignments and tests can be conducted with the help of synchronous sessions. Okay. And mostly used in training programs or degree courses, which we might be in diploma, degree, those kinds of courses. Like both the things, like synchronous as well as asynchronous, many times both the things are provided side by side. It is not that only one will be provided, but both type of sessions are provided. Now, what is our role and what we do in those sessions? Let us try to discuss them in more details. So, to discuss first about the first thing, that is the asynchronous one, let us try to figure out what learning management system has to offer to us. Well, as far as learning management system goes, it provides basic information about the courses being managed. So, if I am talking about learning management system like SWAYAM, the basic information about the courses has already been uploaded, like what this particular course covers, what are the key issues which will be discussed in this particular course, what are the different units and blocks of this particular course, right. So, all that information is provided to a student or a learner who wants to enroll for a particular program. So, pre-information or the basic information about the course, that is being managed by the learner's management system, which is made available to anybody who would like to enroll, right. Then the second thing then boils down to managing learners. So, once you register in a particular course, it is then it is the responsibility of learners management system and the learning management system to control you, your basic things like username, password, if there are changes needed in the password, if you have forgotten your password. So, all those things are controlled by the learning management system. Then managing courses which are being offered. So, the list of courses are already there, they are always there, right, for you to look into. But what are the basic components of those courses? How many videos are there? How many audios are there? How they are going to be presented? So, all that thing, managing courses and who have taken enrollment admission into what course, what is their current status. So, all these things basically are dealt with as far as learning management system is concerned. Then it also allows creation of roles like experts. Expert might be delivering some sessions, some lectures, right? Within that learning management system, maybe teleconferencing facilities may be provided along with it. Okay. Then the course coordinator, like I'm one of the course coordinators, so I'll be having certain responsibilities, right? So talking to you, scheduling your sessions and so on and so forth. So that role is course coordinator's role. So who will be creating the learner management system? Within the learner management system, an administrator will be creating this role for me. Then the learners, definitely that is where you come into picture. So what roles and responsibilities you have, what are your access rights, all these things are governed by the role creation tool as far as learning management system is concerned. Then the administrators, what are their privileges, what information they can see, right, what security issues are there and how they can handle those situations. So these informations will be within that learning management system. Then the schedule of course delivery. Now this is a very important component. Why? Because course delivery is going to be in a very systematic teaching learning way. And if that is not the case in a learning management system, then it is going to be somewhat difficult, right? So in learning management system, schedule of course delivery is very important. And you know, in SWAYAM we divide the content into weeks, and we have the flexibility of uploading some of the videos and within we can upload all the videos, or we can weekly upload the videos, or we can do daily. So like that we can control, we can schedule the course delivery in whatever way we would like to present to you. Generating messages like reminders for learners, course activity of the day. So all these reminders, you will be getting certain messages, you will be receiving some of the basic inputs about what are the targets today, when the assignment is due, when the quizzes are due, like that. So you will be getting a lot of reminders and messages. In a sense, they put some kind of maybe they also motivate you in some sense. It's not that they don't motivate you, they do motivate you, and in a sense that you are able to perform the activities in time. And once you are able to perform the activities in time, you will be completing the course in time, and that is the essence of doing a particular course in a very successful way. So reminders are very important and should be communicated, and learning management system does that particular job very well. Marking the progress of learner in the course activity. Now this is a very interesting kind of a thing, because we mark your activity, right? So we know the students who are not along with the others. So there may be messages which can be created to motivate such students, and it will be very helpful to them many a times. One-to-one interaction with the faculty or your course coordinator sometimes is very useful, and you are able to cope up with the sessions and so on and so forth. All right. Then information of different quizzes or discussions to the learner. So that is also communicated, and they are also recorded. So where are those quizzes, when you are supposed to take it, right? And many discussion forums we can create questions, we can discuss about certain questions, right? So that is the way this learning management system helps us out in that direction. Then continuous evaluation in the form of quizzes, once again the same thing, and presentations. Several times the students are asked to make presentations, right? And so you will be creating your presentation and presenting in front of other students. So that may be one of the ways of evaluating you. Now the continuous evaluation is basically it formulates your development. Like it tries to tries to evaluate you at various steps of the course, and that is very essential. Why it is essential? Because you know where you are lacking, and you can improve upon those kinds of concepts, or those kinds of additional learning material can be obtained, and you can learn about it, right? So this is how the continuous evaluation is very useful for the learners, and you should utilize it rather than taking it as a burden, right? Then instruction-led sessions. So, when the instruction-led sessions are to be conducted, where are they to be conducted, all that information is provided by the learning management system. It should allow interaction with the learners. So, we interact with you through that. Sometimes it provides a discussion forum, sometimes it provides email based facilities, right. So, we can interact with you constantly, and you also, if you have any question, you can always communicate with us through the learning management system. Testing and feedback to the student and course coordinators. So, testing is very, very important, as I said. Why? Because testing is the only thing which is able to point out the mistakes, errors, and it should not be taken as burden at any point of time, because testing is to help us in determining where we are not up to the mark, and we should develop that. Don't take testing in a way that, oh, this is my evaluation, this will give a lot of pressure to me, something like that. Never take testing in that particular sense, right. Testing is a component for improvement of learning, and that is the spirit of testing. Okay. Certification of successful students. So, once you are tested and once you are successful, we will be definitely giving you or providing you the certification. Now, in addition to learning situations, some kind of content is also to be managed. So, a good LMS should follow standards so that content can be ported across different LMSs. So, now look at from the point of view of the teacher. Now, you look into LMS, like if you are a teacher and if you are creating MOOC or e-learning content, then what you want, that you should create all those videos or all those audios or the textual information, whatever you are producing, right. You should be put it across learning management systems, right. Why you should be putting it across learning management system? Because suppose you want to change the learning management system tomorrow, you should be able to do that. Your content should not go as a waste, okay, now you have to redevelop it. It should not happen. So, therefore, we need to follow the standards, and standards are very, very important. There are very well defined standards, and use only those learning management systems which follow standards, so that you can move across them if the need so be. So, LMS should allow easy upload of text, pictures, video, animation and test items. This is another important criteria which as a teacher we must see in a learning management system. Why? Because if it is providing these things with difficulty, obviously the teacher is losing a lot of time, and teachers should be developing the content rather than focusing on uploading and other kind of activities, right. So, the purpose of learning management system is to facilitate teaching and learning process. So, it should facilitate both the learners as well as teachers, rather than that we get involved into the technology and we struggle with the technology. That should not happen with any learning management system. So, it should be easy to use, irrespective of you are using it for content management or you are using it for learning management. Okay. Allow different type of learning contents like text, picture, video, test item, etc. into a effective learning environment. So, you should be able to integrate these contents together so that they are presented seamlessly to the students, and that is one of the major essence when we are dealing with learning management systems. Then there are certain additional features which we seek these days in a good learning management system from the point of view of sessions, right. So, these are actually the sessions only. When you are dealing with learning management system, you go through the session in that. But in addition, we are talking about some good features which should be there in learning management systems. Well, the mobile learning, these days we need to have mobile oriented sessions available as far as learning management systems are concerned. Now, if I am looking to mobile learning, then there is a typical characteristic of mobile, and that is that mobile screen is very, very small. And when you get a very small screen, obviously you should be putting smaller content into it rather than huge content. So learning content may be broken into smaller readable content on mobiles, right? Now this may be true for training programs. However, when we go to actual course material oriented learning, then probably it is going to be somewhat more difficult, right? So in that particular case, you really need to come up with systems where you are able to download files and you are able to read those files even through your mobiles. Then in any case, what we are saying that mobile learning is required when we are dealing with learning management systems these days. Then comes the blended learning. Now these days in the learning management system, we are allowing blended learning sessions, right? So there are classes which are conducted by the teachers, and along with it they provide, okay, so this is the lecture you can attend in a face-to-face classroom, or you can attend in a Zoom, you can attend through teleconferencing sessions. Okay, so that is where you can find out, like you can do your teleconferencing related stuff. Then workshops can be conducted, workshops in the face-to-face in a classroom situation, seminars, all these things can be conducted in a face-to-face manner in a formal university system, and learners management system can be coupled with this particular thing. The last but the most important feature of any learning management system happens to be the security. Well, it should provide secure login. It should not allow any leakage of personal data of students, right? As well as it should not allow any leakage of content of the students, and test data should also be secure. So this is a feature of learners management system, but when we are talking in terms of sessions, the sessions have to be secure. The more secure a session is, the better we are going to be as far as learning is concerned. We will be feeling safe, and when we feel safe, obviously we are going to be learning, focusing on learning rather than doing other activities. Okay. Now these kinds of sessions through learning management system have many benefits. Well, those can be categorized as bring the structure, right? So learning management system brings the structured approach while learning, and it also gives scope for creativity and constructing new knowledge. So you can actually create good new knowledge through learning management systems. Another benefit can be that it can engage the learner through variety of resources. So while a session is going on, you will be going through lots of different kinds of resources, and that will enhance your learning. Some of you may be learning from more from the videos, some of you may be requiring textual input, some of you may be learning from quizzes directly. So there can be situations where you will be going out of those you're going to other internet resources which may be provided as linked through a learning management system on your session, and that is where also you can learn, right? Finding the progress of the learners and motivating them to achieve credits. Now it is very important that when you are going through different sessions of learning, you should be motivated to do more. They also allow developer to verify if the learning objectives have been achieved or not. So when you appear for tests, when you appear for assignments, right, not only you know about that, how you have fared in different parts or different components, but even the teacher also knows that in what component he or she need to improve the content. Now we move on to the synchronous sessions, where we will be discussing about video conferencing in particular. So basically, why would we like to have synchronous sessions? Well, they are interactive sessions. We can discuss various things through these sessions. Then there are lectures can be provided, or counseling sessions can be provided through them, right? Then the presentations can be made by the students on various assignments or projects, right? And then there can be meetings of the short groups, short learner groups. So you can meet together in a group, and you can record several activities which you are doing at that point of time. Why do we need these ethics and etiquettes? We already have certain ethics and etiquettes which are there, but why do we need in online situations? Well, video, voice and sharing of screens are very useful for discussion, but they also lead to certain problem situations, right? So that is why we should be dealing with that situation. For example, when we are dealing with the video sessions, what happens? Suppose somebody is speaking and in between another person starts speaking. This video conferencing is so amenable to that particular voice that it suddenly shifts focus from one person to another person's screen, right? So it may distract the speaker as well as listeners. So basically causing changes in your video screens, right? And screen sharing sometimes can be dangerous, and it should be avoided to whatever extent possible. It can be there within the friends, okay, but when a teacher is presenting, then others are not allowed to share screen. When a particular student wants to present, only that particular student will be allowed to share his or her screen, because if he or she wants to show the presentation, then he or she will be able to do through the screen sharing. So during a video conference, you can watch the body language, particularly facial expression of the participant. This is another reason why we should be having ethics and etiquettes, because the face talks about a lot, right? Our face communicates a lot of information. Our interest in a particular topic or our disinterest in a particular topic, right? Our carelessness also, it's communicated by our face, which is there, which is everybody else can watch, right? So we should be very careful while attending the video conferencing session. Then the last but not the least, any video conferencing session can be recorded, right? So if it can be recorded, this is a permanent record, right? So you should be very careful when we are dealing with the video conferencing sessions. Some possible problems which can occur during the video conferencing can be a possibility of uninvited guests, right, can barge into the system. So how do we avoid that? Please never share any meeting ID or password which you are provided by the by your teachers, right? Never share those, okay? Then there can be acoustical problem. Some people may be facing some acoustical problem while dealing with the video conferencing. Well, many people come forward and say, "Sir, I'm not able to listen to you." You just log out and log in once again. Many a times those problems are solved. Or the second problem can be that you can stop your video. These kinds of problems can stop. Difficult to decide the participant speaking order. Everybody would like to speak if it is a general meeting, right? If it is general discussion. So one person should not be allowed to monopolize the discussion. That is very important when we are dealing with the video conferencing discussions, right? Okay, because the time is less. It is not like a classroom situation, right? So as the time is less, therefore everybody should be given. So the course coordinator, like you, if you are course coordinator, should concentrate on hand raising and sequence of discussion. So somebody has to schedule the activity, that how this particular activity will be done. And normally video conferencing session one-to-one, they provide opportunity for one-to-one interaction, but in the classroom we say that you should avoid that particular thing, okay? Some basic security tips which when you deal with online sessions, right? Some tips basically goes like, always use an anti-malware tool. Do not share personal details. Never do that when you are dealing with any electronic video sessions or whatever you are using. Don't share your details. Do not open unsolicited attachments or mails. Now this is in general, right? So if some mails are coming to you, don't open them if they are not coming from proper source, right? They may cause viruses to come into your system, and that we should avoid, because ultimately a virus is hampering the life of all other students. Keep your operating system updated. So if you are using Unix, very good. If you are using other operating system, proprietary operating system, our request will be have an operating system which is what we say authorized operating system by them, so that the updates, technically most of the updates are security updates. So you make sure that updates are installed into your system so that your system is not prone to security lapses. Do not install program from unauthenticated sources, never do that. This is going to compromise your security. Use incognito or in private mode while using important information onto your systems. There are other ethical issues also when we are dealing with online sessions. Please be courteous. Let us create a welcoming environment for discussion. Let us treat everyone with respect. That is one of the most essential component. Okay, never be callous or use bad language. No promotion of any type. Don't do any self promotion. Don't create spam or irrelevant link that I can do this, I can do that. Please don't. Refrain from when we are dealing with the online sessions. Be very normal student as you are, right? Okay. Please do not post any degrading views. It's very important that when we are learning and we are not learning about any other things. Degrading comments such as race, religion, culture, gender, politics, identity should not be tolerated and will not be tolerated and must be avoided, right? Learning does not require such kind of a thing, okay? So that is how we are students and teachers, and we should concentrate on learning. Netiquettes during video conferencing. Now netiquettes are very, very important, and some of these netiquettes are for you, some of these netiquettes are for even teachers. Always start session on time. The teacher tries to do that, and even we request all the students that you must come in the session in time. Many a times the start of the session brings in the outline and some important concepts, and if you miss that, you miss the whole flow of that particular session. Okay, so it is important that you be in that particular session in time. Must introduce yourself before speaking. Now this is a very important situation. In a classroom, everybody knows each other, but in a video situation, nobody knows you, right? In a video situation, even people will not be remembering, and batches may frequently be changing, right? And the batch size may be even large. So you need to introduce yourself when you are speaking, right? Please be courteous to other participants. As I said earlier also, it's very important virtue which we must have when we are dealing with video conferencing. Please speak clearly without shouting. There is no need to shout when you are dealing in a particular session. It's always you communicate your point with patience. Please do not move body excessively, especially when you are doing a live session. Why? Because the camera, when you are dealing with video conferencing session, the camera is very, very small, right? So if you make excessive movements, you may be going out of the camera, sometime coming into the camera. The body language in that particular situation doesn't look good. Please keep an eye contact by looking into the camera. The more you look into the camera, right, the more other person sees you that you are communicating with me, right? So it is very important that you look into the camera. It is difficult several times, but it is a very important characteristics. Please make notes and do not interrupt others unless absolutely essential, right? No cross chat or discussion in place from which you are attending a session. Please be present in the time of session. Now this is a very important point. Many a times we are present in a situation, but we are not there, right? We are present in a classroom, but we are not listening to what teacher is saying. We are into our own thoughts. But if you are doing online session, they are small, they are short. No, they are not very long sessions. So you can be present in a particular session all the time, right? By making notes, by communicating your thoughts, by communicating your points. So you should be there. Proper dress and posture. It's very important that we are proper dressed and have proper posture while dealing with online sessions. Many times you think that I am at home so I can have any dress or so. No, it's important. Everybody else is watching you. Then last but not the least, respect other people's time. When we are dealing with online system, these times are short, right? We have limited time and we should respect everybody else's time. So time is going to be one of the most essential, as well as our etiquettes, our netiquettes are going to be one of the most essential features while discussing as far as our video conferencing sessions are concerned. So let me try to summarize what I have tried to cover in this particular session. Well, we have discussed about some of the features of learning management system which are there in most learning management systems. The idea here is learning management system is creating online sessions for us. They may be structured session, they may be providing a structured way of delivering sessions, okay? And those structured sessions have to be assimilated by us. So we discussed about various benefits and the features which a learning management system should have, because those are the sessions which we will be utilizing most often. And SWAYAM is a wonderful platform for you where you can actually experience all those features and enjoy those features. Then we also discuss about the online sessions such as video conference and the ethical issues and netiquettes in those sessions. With this, I would like to end this particular session. Bye for today. Thank you.